Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and you're welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. Our Shabbat of this morning is also known as Shabbat Shira, which means the Shabbat of song. We have the song of Moshe or the song of Miriam, whatever you call it. Some people refer it as the song of Miriam, some people refer it as the song of Moshe, and so therefore, and also in Torah, we have the song of Deborah this morning. So the Parashat Beshalach, and after he let go. You see, this morning, whatever is tying you down must let you go. You need to understand that. You have to go. And for us to go, we need to go first of all from ourselves. Okay? For you to be delivered, you ask God, God, deliver me from me. Because if you are not delivered from you, you cannot deliver others. Because if you are bound, how can you deliver somebody that is there? No. You have to be free for you to deliver another person. You have to be standing firm for you to raise another person up. If you are down, how can you raise somebody up? That is the idea. You need to understand the idea the Torah is talking about this morning. And I subtitle it as it comes with 6. The quarter of a day is what? Is the 6 hour. 6 hour is the quarter of a day. Right? So we need to understand that. And I say it comes with 6. This morning, this coming Monday is the 15th day of the Hebrew month Shevat. It is known as Shevat, which means it's a kind of a festival, the new year of the tree. That we call it the new year of the tree. Because the two letters used to illustrate the number 15 is tet and vav, spelling out 2. The halachik and historical significance of this date is considered as the Hebrew Arbor day. You know, the Arbor day, the days of the trees, okay? And the official beginning of the tree season. The rabbinical holiday is celebrated in the Orthodox. It's a holiday. They don't work. It's a holiday, but it's not Torah-based holiday. It's a rabbinical holiday. To Beshalach, the new year of the trees, usually fall in January or February. Even though the Spanish village of Mondoñedo held the first documented Arbor plantation festival in the world, organized by its mayor in 1594, Israel observed by Israel has been reckoning with this concept for thousands of years. Today, the holiday is most often observed by planting trees or by raising money to plant trees and by eating fruit, especially grape, figs, pomegranates, olives, and date fruit, which are 5 of the 7 species of for which Israel is praised. You know, like you see some people, they raise money, they say, okay, we send it to Israel to go and plant trees. You know, they plant trees everywhere. It's a kind of idea, you know. It's nice, it's wonderful. I will encourage people, if you can do it, you do it. It's nice. They put your name under the tree. You buy that tree, you send them the money in Israel, they buy that tree, and they put your name under it, and they water it, you know, and it grows. It's a kind of, just to make the place more blossom, you know, green, you know. It's good. It's a good thing to do. Okay. Originally, the objective of this holiday was to calculate the age of fruit tree for tithing as mandated in the book of Vayikra, chapter 19, verse 23 to 25. You know, we need to, everything that we do must be tithed. Everything. You tithe your sons, you tithe your animals, you tithe your fruit, you tithe everything that comes out from the earth. Everything. We ourselves comes out from the earth. We tithe. So that is why the Holy One Blessed He said, from today on, because I did what? Because I destroyed the firstborns of Egypt. Remember that. Everything has to be balanced. You can't take without replacing. Right? Because on the day I destroyed all the firstborns of Egypt, from that day I took all the firstborn of Israel is mine. From that day. And so for us, because all the firstborn cannot be tithed, because okay, because of the firstborn now, from this firstborn, and I am choosing who? The Levite to be the firstborn. They will all dedicate themselves and serve God. Alright? So when you have a son, if your firstborn is a son, you go to the temple, you have to redeem his soul. You have to tithe for him. Because if not, you face the consequence. You have to tithe, you have to redeem that boy. If the firstborn is a boy, you have to redeem him. If it's a woman, no, there's no problem. So we need to understand all those things that the Holy One Blessed He is doing to balance things up. As I said, in mathematics, in formulas, this has to be balanced up. So that being said, I just want to tell you, because the festival is coming, is on Monday, which is 15th of Shevat. So if you want to donate to Israel, it's a wonderful thing, it's a good thing to do. So coming down to the Parashat of this morning now, Parashat Beshalach. When the man gets called up to the Torah, it is called an aliyah. And remember, when we want to go to Israel, they say we want to do aliyah to Israel, meaning you want to go to the land of Israel, right? But the essence of aliyah is you ascend and you do what? You descend. You ascend and you descend. That's the idea of aliyah. But aliyah now is that we do what? We just go up. We want to go to Israel, and when people say, I go down there and I live down there for the rest of my life, I'm okay. It's a good thing too, alright? But the idea of aliyah is to ascend and to descend. When a man is called up to the Torah, it is called an aliyah, meaning going up to ascend. In many show or in many synagogues, the bima, which is in the front now, is what is raised, and the person literally goes up to read from the Torah. And when they finish, they go down. Getting an aliyah is much more than just saying the blessing and perhaps making a donation of some sort. Rather, the ultimate goal and purpose is for the individual to go up and have a spiritual experience that will continue to be with him for that person as long as possible for the rest of his life or of his life. Perhaps there is a correlation between the attitude and the intent the person has when receiving the aliyah to the time to take to wear off. Alright? This is what I am saying. When in a big synagogue, which my wife knows, when I was young, when they call you for an aliyah, oh, it's like your birthday. People doesn't understand that. When they call you to come and read the Torah, it's like, oh, today people prepare for a week just to come on that particular Shabbat to read the Torah, because it is a blessing. In a big synagogue, very big one, I'm telling you, people compete. They pay money, thousands of dollars. Say, please, Rabbi, let me come and read. Let me come and. They say, I'm going to pay. I pay for me to come and read, because when you hold the Torah, I don't know if you feel that. When I hold the Torah, I can feel all the particles in my body, the energy that I feel in my body. For me, it's happiness. I enjoyed it. And when the boy is making an aliyah, or when the young boy is going from a young boy to an adult at the age of 13, and say, okay, this is your first time to come to the bima to come and read the Torah. You see, the boy prepared for the bat mitzvah for a year before. Prepare and prepare and prepare, because that is their day to shine. Because that is the first time they are going to come in contact with the Torah for their life. And that experience remains with them for the rest of their life. They can tell that experience to their children. See, the first time I heard the Torah, this is how I felt. It's very, very important. So aliyah is extremely important. It's to go up and to descend. So you feel that experience. When we went up on Mount Sinai, we understood the experience of God. We understood, we can hear the voice, and we all understood what it means. And so there is nobody that comes and says, okay, this is what God is saying. No, everybody, the smallest child, understood the voice on that day. So we need to understand this experience. That being said, this week have Torah taken from Navi Shoftim, from the book of Shoftim. is one of the famous 10 sons of Tanakh, known as Shira Deborah, the son of Deborah. In Shoftim chapter 5, verse 28, the Navi states, through the window the mother of Caesarea looked forth and peered through the windows, stating, why is his chariot late? Why is his chariot late in coming? Why tarry the stride of his chariot? The mama of this general was pierced into. It's a metaphorical way of saying, why is he not coming? Because this is not my son. My son, when my son goes to the battle, when he says I'm coming, by 1 o'clock, by 12:57, he's at home. Because he always wins the battle. He never come back defeated in his life. And we need to understand why the mama is saying that. The mama of Caesarea, in an interpretation, the mama of Caesarea is the one that is the power behind the throne. Not every throne has a backbone. Right? They always say every man has a backbone. Your wife is your backbone. If you mess with your wife, you're a dead man. I'm telling you. You do not mess with a woman. Your wife is your backbone. A good woman, I mean. A good one, not bad ones. Good woman is a backbone to their husband. The mama, in this case, is the backbone to this man. What kind of energy, what kind of power, what kind of thing that this woman has? Because she always will send her power for the protection of her son. To go forth and come back as a champion. It's spirituality, you need to understand that. It's not physicality. It's spirituality. Right? But on that day, when a power meets with another power, the smaller power succumb to the greater power. Understanding that? When two powers jam, the smaller power will always succumb to the bigger power. Understanding it? The earthly power will always succumb to the celestial power at all times. All time. That is the rule of the game. I don't know the game, but that is the rule of the game. The celestial power will always succumb to the terrestrial. Sorry, the terrestrial power will always succumb to the celestial power. It's always like that. So in this case, power jam power, the lesser one succumb to the greater one. On that day, it's like two women, Deborah and the mama of Caesarea. All right, but Deborah backed by the Almighty. All right, understanding the essence of things. And on that day, power meets power, and the man didn't return because it's depending upon the power of his mama. Right? Mama is always there. Mama can do all things. Mama is always right. I'm not saying it's wrong. No, I'm not saying that Caesarea is wrong. When you trust your mama, it's a good thing, right? But we need to understand the power that the mama is having, right? And the power of Deborah, because Deborah, the Torah says Deborah was a mother for Israel. Deborah has to defend her own children too. Understanding that? It's two women defending their children. We need to see it that way. Israel was a child of Deborah, and our job as a judge in Israel was to defend them by all means, even though including our own life. That is the purpose. You see how a woman can stand firm as a leader. It's not only that the men that we will do like a zombie. No, women can stand. Women is a leader, but a true woman. A woman that will stand and say, no, this will not pass, not in this land. Because the God that I serve has given me the command to do what? To defend the people. The people has no leaders. The people has nobody to turn to. But they all turn to this woman. She will sit under the tree of Deborah. They call the tree of Deborah. And she will do what? She will continue to, and she will judge them for money till evening. Not a man, but a woman. Because she dedicated herself for the service of the people. The fascinating story of Yael killed Sisera, the commander of the Canaanite army of King Jabin of Hatzor, is mentioned in Shoftim 4 and 5, chapter 4 and chapter 5. After being defeated by the Israeli forces of the tribe of Zebulun and Naphtali, under the command of Barak and Deborah, Sisera was killed by Yair, who hammered a tent peg into his temple. The Nabi goes on to describe how the mother of Sisera waited for her sons to return, as she did after the dozen of battles that he had fought in his lifetime. This time, however, she waited and asked herself, why was he late? The word she used for being late is boshesh in Hebrew. Boshesh. The Midrash Rabbah in Bereshit teaches us that there are 3 times in the entire Tanakh, only 3 times in the entire Tanakh, which use this form of a word to describe time. Only 3 times in the entire Bible, in the entire Tanakh, that this word, boshesh, was used. The first time it was used is when Adam and Eva were in the Garden of Eden, period to their sinning, in the book of Bereshit chapter 2, verse 25. That verse states that it was already 6 hours, and Adam and Eva were naked. Look at what he said. Velo Yishboshahu. Velo Yishboshahu. It was 6 hours, because they were created on the 6th hour, on the 6th day. That was said. And they were not embarrassed. They were not ashamed. Because the Holy One, blessed be He, His glory covered them. They're not ashamed. It's a child. You see a child run everywhere naked. He doesn't have that conscience or that consciousness that no. Even though you give them clothes, they throw it away. They want to be natural the way they are born. They run everywhere. They play. I remember, even though at the age of 7, 8 years old, in my village on top of the mountain, when the rain falls, because the weather is so hot, when the rain falls, we throw out our clothes, we run to the street. We start dancing in the rain. We don't even care about the thunder. It's not even good in our head. Boys and girls, not the boys alone. Boys and girls, everybody. We are innocent. So, the second time was when Moshe Rabbeinu was taught to be late coming down from High Sinai, from the mountain of Sinai. In the book of Shemot, in the book of Exodus chapter 32 verse 1, the Torah states, and the people saw Ki Boshesh Moshe, which means that Moshe was late coming down from the mountain. The same word, Boshesh. The third time referred to the line I mentioned above regarding Sisera's mother. 6 hours has passed, and still her son did not return. The Midrash explained the word Boshesh, that this is a contraction of the word Boa Shesh. They combine it together to form Boshesh, meaning they came 6 hours later from their anticipated arrival. They came late 6 hours after the anticipated arrival, meaning to be late for 6 hours, a quarter of a day. In all 3 instances, the same 6-hour windows of time is expressed. Why? In each case, the individual involved wait 6 hours before growing concern. Why do we have to wait for 6 hours before we begin to say, hey, something is coming, something is not right? Because if you know, for example, taking the mother of Sisera as an example, if you know that if your son says, I'm going to be here by 1 o'clock, mama, he knows that 12:57 is always there. Before the time, at least maybe 1 minute before the time, 12:59, the son has arrived. He's never late. So why come this time 6 hours late? Not 1 hour, not 2 hours, not 3 hours, not 4 hours, but 6 hours late. And the woman was not concerned. There's something like this. 1 hour, no. 2 4 hours. I mean, that's something that is not right. Something maybe the sacrifice he made is not accepted. You know, maybe I need to go back and make another sacrifice quick, so that my son can revive, can come back. But behold and lo, it is too late for the son. For the son is already the dead man. You see, whoever rises up against you will be a dead man. I just pity them. They don't understand. I'm telling you. If you know the God that you serve, and if you are 100%, million percent confident in your God, in the Almighty, the God of our fathers, I'm telling you, whoever mess with you, I just pity him, because he's messing with his own life. So we have to be confident. Remember, Deborah sing this song. He said, when they have idols, when they worship other gods, what happens to them? They face the consequence of their actions. They are punished and ruled by other nations, because they do what? They depart from the what? From the contract that we signed on Mount Sinai. You can't depart from that contract. It's an eternal contract. You sign, the whole blessed be He signed, and it's a contract of blood, not the contract that you just put your hand. It was sealed by blood. And the Torah said, and Moshe spread the blood upon all the people. It's an eternal contract. It's a life contract. It doesn't change. You can't change it. No, I can't change it. I can't say, oh, you know what? It was my father. I don't care. It is not me. But they're making a big mistake, because most of our people, that what they do now, because they tell you, I have PhD in from what's the biggest university in the world. You know, I don't care. It's not me. You know, but remember that you are in the loins of your father. You didn't drop from heaven. If you drop from heaven, okay, maybe good luck to you. I don't know what you smoke. Good luck. For me, I didn't drop from heaven. I came from somebody. That genetic code of that person is in me. And that genetic code received that blood covenant on that day. I cannot now come and say, it is not me. No, surely it's me. Because Adam still lives. Adam didn't die. You are Adam. We are all Adam. Genetic code of Adam. Or maybe you came from planet Mars by yourself, then you can do whatever you want to do, right? But as far as you are born on this planet, you are Adam. So, this is what I'm saying. So, we cannot change it. We have to stand by that covenant. And if we stood firm with that covenant, I'm telling you, we are fully protected, fully guided. Nothing can happen to you. Nothing can harm you, because you have the God of all creation standing by you. So, in all three instances, the census hour was taught. Why were they concerned immediately? Why were they not concerned immediately? I would like to suggest that 6 hours is a quarter of a day, which is either one side of the day or of the night. It's also, you know, it's not a full day or a full night. It's like in the what do you call it? In the twilight, something like that, right? The initial phase of news or situation will remain the same for a while until more information changes the previous status. A person will hear or learn about something, digest it, and then react to those circumstances, which will settle within the person for a bit. Once it has been adapted, then change from a new information will lead the person to react differently to a new circumstances. Let's say you receive a news, right? Oh, you've been promoted. Oh, you know, your heart says okay, but you don't know the truth. You don't know the entire. The entire news. You just maybe someone say, I heard. You know. So yes, your heart is happy because you'll be promoted at your job, right? But you want to receive the full content of the promotion from your boss. So what is that official? Yeah. But maybe you know, maybe I was in the meeting, you know, and I had your name came up, you know. Yeah. But you wait. You just don't go home and say, hey, my husband, I'm promoted today. Oh, my wife, what of it if it's not promotion yet? You keep your mouth shut. You keep that news to yourself. You wait until when the good news, the main news come with maybe in the form of official letter. Say, Mr. So-so-so, Mrs. So-so-so, or Miss So-so-so, you'll be promoted, and this is the official letter of the promotion. Say, oh, everything now changed because it's now what? Official. Now you cannot go home with confidence, right? I say, oh, my husband or my wife has been promoted, and this and this. Hey, you thank God. Maybe you take some champagne, you rejoice, and you thank God for that promotion. The same idea here. Some people they say, oh, when a child is kidnapped, right? You don't if you call the police, oh, the child has been kidnapped. Police will just go and say, oh, Amber. No. They wait. They want to know maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe somebody will, so they wait for some time because they want to gather more information. So once all those information are gathered after maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, okay, that's okay. Let's put, if the information is not changed, it's okay now, we can now call the Amber, and then we can tell everybody to look, please, we are looking for so person or a child. So the same idea here, so this is what I'm trying to let us say. So I believe the same is true about the Torah. It takes time to determine if the new information will take hold and successfully do what it was designed to do. Using hindsight, we think to ourselves, why didn't we just jump to a current level of physical advancement rather than having to go through different stages of our life? For example, I told you about going what? Aliyah. When you're going up the bima, that's a step, right? You don't just go from the lowest and jump to the main frame. No. It doesn't make sense. You need to go step by step, right? Step by step. So one by one. This is the idea I'm trying to present for us this morning. The same is true when growing up spiritually, when growing up emotionally, when growing up physically. Life is a process of growth. We each needs to hit the marker of different levels in our life, growing step by step, maintaining a healthy, sensible life on each platform. When I am here on this platform, I make the best out of it. When I go to the next platform, I make the best out of it. When I go to the next platform, I make the best out of it. That is the idea. Moshe Rabbeinu told us that life, our present physical life, we need to live it the best we can. The best. Live your life the best you can. Be prosper. Work hard. Work smart. Ask God for His blessings. Because I've been hearing a lot of things. I remember when my wife told me when I met her, we were discussing, and he said, no, because the idea that they had when they were young was that you have to be poor, and then you go to the kingdom of God and be rich. Then I smiled, I smiled, and I said, okay, let me tell you in this phrase. People have to be poor because they say poor. They say Yeshua said poor. I don't know how to say that. Yeshua said poor is you have to be poor for you to enter into the kingdom of God. Something like that. I said, do you know what Yeshua is talking about? You live a poor life, and somebody in Rome has all gold in his house. You live a poor life. If you live a poor life here, how do you know how good life is in the world to come? Don't you think like that? No, that okay. You see how they use religion to manipulate the mind of the people, to turn them to his own will, so they can live a poor life, and somebody in Rome, all his house is full of gold, and he doesn't live a poor life. But the people that follow him live a poor life. I said, do you know what Yeshua said? Do you understand what it means? Poor in spirit doesn't mean poor physically. Poor in spirit meaning like a child who does not hold any grudges against anyone. like a child who is innocent, an innocent life. The Aramaic language that Yeshua was using, those people that had him understood that very well, because in our thought, there is nowhere in the Torah that God said, I want you to be poor. God won't give us, we won't come out from Egypt with gold in our hand. If God said, I want you to be poor. We won't see in the sons of Deborah, they will not be sharing loot with gold and everything with embroidered clothes. If God wants them to be poor. No, God wants you to live the best of your life here. So that when you go to the world to come, you have the pace. Yeah, I understand this. It's the same process. That's the idea. So, we need to know what the Holy One is talking about. So here, this is what I'm saying, that in every stage of our life, we need to live the best, make the best use out of it. Show to the world. Let everybody see the positive impact that we create. That when you move, when you move in the sand, people can see your what? Your footprint. They say, oh, this is the footprint. We can see the footprint of Abraham. We can see the footprint of Isaac, the footprint of Jacob, the footprint of Yeshua HaMashiach, the footprint of Deborah, of our mothers. And we follow it because the footprint is already there. But if you are born in this world and you go back like that without a footprint, it doesn't make sense. It is an animal that do that. But you are not an animal, you are a human being. Let your descendants, let the people see your footprint. So that, positively so that they can follow positively. It's very important. Okay, finally, life is a process of growth. We each need to hit the marker of different levels, growing up step by step, maintaining a healthy, sensible life on each platform. That is, as we step on Aliyah. God is calling us. Conform. It comes by 6. Remember that. Aliyah before jumping to the next level. Hopefully, with God's help and our own internal patience, we will come with 6 in order to climb the greatest height of life. Remember, it is by patience, not rush, step by step. You see, when God says you are going to get to this level, nothing can stop that. It is you yourself who can stop it. No human being, no powers in heaven and on earth that can change that. Because the Holy One, the creator of all, blessed be He, has said you will reach here. But you can stop it with your own action if you want, with your own attitude, with your own sin. You block it by yourself. But if you say, I'm going to get there, don't rush. If God says you are going to be there, you're going to be there. At that time. Remember, I always say, God is not what? It's not late. It's never late. God is never early. God is at the right time. Not early, not late, but at the right time. So you might say, I am now 50 years old, I am not 60 years old, I am not 70 years old, I have not attained anything. Continue in that path. Don't change. By that, God is giving you a long life. By that, you will surely see the fruit of your labor. At the end, you will rejoice and praise His name. It's always like that. Abraham did say, oh, I'm 90 years old, I don't have a son. Continue. He continued. Yes, his wife tried to make a corner, but still yet he stands. And at the right time, the promise came. If the promise came to Abraham, let's say for example at the age of 50, promise came, 50, the promise came, he kaput, and that is it. Because he has already accomplished what he's supposed to accomplish. So at the right time, step by step. Don't rush. Be patient. Wait for God. Joseph was patient. Or Moshe was patient. It took him 80 years, 40 years here, 40 years there to return back to bring the people. It's enormous patience. I told us many times before we go, my people always say, he who is patient will cook a stone. It is true. If you are patient, you will cook a stone, and the stone becomes soft because you are patient. It's all about patience. Don't rush. Wait for Him. He's never late. He's never early. is at the right time. Parashat Beshalach, it comes with seeds. Shabbat Shalom.